Marcus Coates on his way to put the smack down on John Morchaw. What's going on, Marcus?
What's happening, baby?
And the one, the only, Daniel Perry from Paddle and Fin, one of the originals in the Elite Eight. In the I think it was our very first bracket, right?
Yeah, first one. I got 8th.
Yeah, hey man, Elite Eight is big time, man. You were one of the first one to get the hardware at KVBT.
I got beat by Conrad.
Don't feel bad. A lot of people did, man. A lot of people did, but. Yeah. It's good to have everybody. Waiting on Todd to see if he can get in here. But good evening. We are no fancy intros or anything like that this evening. I'll be honest with you, I'm freaking tired, man. Yeah, I had one heck of a week. Just still trying to get my sea legs back from traveling and try to get used to home and all that stuff, man. But it's good to be back home. And then, man, I can't wait to get back on the road. To be honest with you, man, I miss it. I'm
so envious of your lifestyle. We got to meet up and. It's just like, man, what a dream to be able to do that.
It is, but it comes with consequences, man. I mean, it's as you saw, I was constantly on the phone, trying to deal with work and everything else and fish, and it's not fun. It even happens over the weekend, But yeah, you just balance it. Just try to have fun and everything else. So, but as I said, welcome everybody. Let's see, we've got quite a few on here tonight, man. That's good. But Marcus, man, we've seen you, man. I've seen your interview with Marty Hughes. It's good to know that you're America's favorite darling again. Sorry, Marty, I'm actually broadcasting tomorrow, man. My apologies, dude. It's not going to be Marcus.
The America's sweetheart is fishing tomorrow. Catch me on the next Paddle and Fin broadcast.
I found the secret of catching big fish. Y'all want to know what it is?
Yes, I do.
I found the secret. Getting as much carbohydrates in one drink as possible. Getting a just ridiculous caramel milkshake. Drink that as fast as you can, then go back on the water, and you're guaranteed a 19-incher.
Dude, how many calories was that? Was that like 2,000 plus?
I don't know. My body just, engulfed it. I mean, I burned it today. You know what I mean? I was out in the hot.
I've seen that. How the hell do you even eat that?
Yeah. What did it have? A whole cake on top?
It was a caramel butterscotch cake, and then it had Cadbury caramel chocolate with whipped cream and just literally a handmade milkshake. It was delicious, man. It was unbelievable.
You're one of them guys that like pumpkin spice in November, huh?
No, I'm not a pumpkin spice guy. I'm not a pumpkin. Hey, guess who joined us?
Oh,
I think we will be able to get him. Todd,
what's up?
What's going on?
Let's do it over again.
The Four Horsemen is here, but yeah, man, dude, that milkshake was legit. I highly encourage everybody to get one of those. Stop at the Battlefield store. They're owned by a bunch of Amish folks, and I mean, literally, I had a sandwich, man. You order like a ham and bologna sandwich. The sandwich was that thick, literally full of meat, man. It was ridiculous. It was like 2 pounds. So yeah, I mean, my body's like in shock right now, but it's all good.
There you go.
Anybody out there that wants to eat something a little bit healthier than that, just chug gasoline.
Hey, but again, it put a 19-inch on the board. We have a monthly. Me and Will Brewer are partners in a monthly here, and I struck first blood, man. So it was good. It was good. Finally, getting a big fish out of the Potomac River, man, felt great. But enough about me, gentlemen. We've got a big Final Four coming up this weekend, man. This is going to be a very cool weekend. I love the Final Four. I'll be honest with you. The anglers that be able to showcase them with all the TV time and everything else going on. By the way, speaking of TV time, did y'all see the stats that I posted of what we've done in like 4 months?
Yes, crazy.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
It's like almost 700,000 engagements.
No, 254,000 engagements, but it was 680 something, 682 views or something like that. Yeah,
man, I've got to give it up to y'all. I mean, like it's kind of everybody has their own niche, Hobie and bass and KBF, but there is nobody, and I mean no other trail, no other tournament series that's doing more to highlight the anglers than y'all are. And thank you for letting me be on, and congratulations y'all on your success to go from nothing to like light speed so quickly has been a fun thing to watch.
Well, I mean, you guys are a big part of that. I mean, again, bringing out that content early, you and, a lot of the podcasters and jumping on board, man, being a big support, of us. I mean, right off the bat, I mean, it's new, it's something to talk about when nothing was something to talk about. We just got lucky, I guess, you know what I mean? But, we take it to another level. It was pretty cool. It is. I was laughing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was laughing at somebody today. We were talking, and I was like, yeah, we're covering the Hobie event more than Hobie is. I mean, we've got more anglers than Hobie, and we're going to be covering Hobie event more than the Hobie.
Well, I'll tell you what David Brooks said to me today while I was on the phone with him. He said he's fished every series out there, and he got more coverage for himself in the very first round of this bracket. So the 64 round alone, not counting anything else, he got more coverage for himself as an angler than any other series he's ever fished combined. He said it makes zero sense for him to keep fishing those series and traveling thousands of miles when he can do more for himself and get promoted at a higher level with us.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there is an investment component to it, but I mean, look, man, Daniel, I think me and you talked on the water when we were in Alabama, but the live events will always be here to stay, man. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm just gonna come out and ask you, man, what do you see? What do you see? The three major series. What do you see in them next year, man?
I've listened to your I've listened to y'all here recently, and kind of what you've said before. I was shocked that Johnson Outdoors tried to buy Hobie.
Yeah.
So you would think Hobie's in a good spot. Non-powered live tournaments that has a place, and that Bassmaster there, because I'm a board member, assistant tournament director for Alabama Bass Nation, and but they're starting real slow, they're letting it grow. They're not in a big rush. They're expecting it to take a couple of years for all the states to come on board. So, but so I don't. KBF is the wild card. They've been around the longest. They're the grandfather, kind of the standard bearer. But are they going to be able to? I think as long as they have the national championship, they're good. If something happens and COVID shuts down the national championship, I think that's such a big moneymaker for them.
Yeah, it's the moneymaker.
Yeah, it would be hard for them to survive without it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What's your thoughts? I mean, do you think they're going to have it? I hope so, man.
I think they're having it hell or high water. I mean, seriously, I think it's happening.
Yeah, I do too.
Even if it's not an in-person, it's a live event, but they're going virtual for the captain's meeting and everything. They're going to do whatever it takes to have that event.
Yeah, you have to, man. At this point, I mean, you can't cancel it. And then, we're really close to it. But like you're talking about, doing it virtually, like they've been doing all their other KBF events, man. I know a bunch of us are going to be down there in some KBBT house, some frat house I think we've got going on, a bunch of anglers that have qualified. We're going to, I don't know how many people are going to be in there, man. I think it's like 15 or something like that. So
I wish I would have done it. I'm at the, I didn't fish KBF last year, so I didn't qualify. I'm qualified for a national championship next year, but I wish I would have fished it because I'm in the Trail Series Championship if I wanted to do it, but I'm not doing that either. I'm going to the beach and getting out of town, but I wish I would have qualified for it, especially it being in the fall. In the spring, I would have been less. It wasn't as exciting, but in the fall, to me, on Guntersville, that's a special place and a special time, and
I wouldn't miss it.
It's going to be cool, man.
I think with Chad moving the national championship to the fall, like everybody's been clamoring for them to do, man, it just makes a lot more sense, man. I mean, it's just way better fishing, especially in the southern states that he's looking to do the championships. I think, man, it's going to be awesome. So, Bobby also reminded us we are doing a KBBT All Star event down there. It's a tournament within a tournament. So if you plan on being in Guntersville, you come on and be with us. There's a tournament. It's a bracket tournament. It's a couple of days long. It's gonna be cool, man, to see. It's gonna be cool to see everybody down there, and you'll be able to fish together and sign up for it, man. It's called KBBT All Stars. Again, you get the chance to fish against, while you're pre-fishing. Might as well have some fun, man. Make it count, right? So
yeah.
It's gonna be fun, man. Well, look, guys, let's get into it, man. Here we go, Final Four. Very first matchup. I watched Mason Good at his hometown. He was talking to Jordan Westerman, of all people, another Final Four contestant out of Iowa, and they were talking about the event. And Mason seems very, very confident, man. He thinks he can put some fish on the board, man, and out of his honey hole. But again, the question is, you always got to look ahead, about, because this is a back-to-back, man. We got a Saturday, Sunday deal, but this is a back-to-back deal for the championship. But, Mason thinks he can get by Kyle Zemke, but he's going to have to fish different waters come Sunday if he makes it by. But, man, what's your thoughts, man? This Marcus, let's start with you, man. Kyle Zemke's a freaking hammer out of Idaho. Never been below 90 inches. Always in the low to mid 90s. Just puts, more so even a showcase of smallies than Jonathan Pepin. Daniel, you were with, in that series, Jonathan Pepin, man. But, Jonathan was very, very impressive. But Kyle's even more so impressive with the smallmouth he's got going
on. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right. Man, here's my thing with this matchup. Here's what worries me about Mason. I know the dude is a stick. He threw up 98. We know he's a stick. He's always been a stick. He's been a competitor at every bracket event he's been in with KBT. What makes me nervous is when he went out the second week against Derek Brundle, and he didn't put up that much. I know he said he was saving his good holes, but what makes me nervous about Mason is he going to go out there and is he going to put up 98, or is he going to go out there and put up 83? Because Kyle Zemke, either way, he's throwing up 94 to 97. Somewhere in that ballpark, guarantee it. It'll be up there within the first couple hours he's fishing. It's going to go boom, boom, boom. It's there. And it makes me nervous for Mason, even though he is a stick, that little bit of inconsistency. Which side of Mason are we going to see tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Daniel, what's your thoughts, man? Going back to your experience and all that stuff, man. You got smallmouth versus largemouth, man. And we saw the smallmouth fall apart on Jonathan in your bracket, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen this time around with Kyle.
Yeah, it's the right time of the year still for smallmouth. It's a Hobie duel. They're both out of Hobies. I think I would have to go with Kyle. Maybe I like him because he's a little bit older and I'm getting older. So going with the experience, but I think I would go with Kyle. I like the consistency. I like the experience, and yeah, that would be my pick.
Yeah, I don't know where Todd went. Todd disappeared, but okay. Marcus, I don't know if we got Marcus's official pick, but for some reason I think his phone's dropped anyway. But that's okay. Me and you just talked, Daniel. All right. These guys are unprepared. Bunch of rookies, man.
He's on a convoy, man. Convoy.
All right, Marcus, what's your official pick, man, between Kyle and Marcus?
You mean Kyle and Kyle?
I'm sorry, Kyle and Mason.
My official pick's going to be Kyle Zemke. I think it's one of those things that he's preached about. Consistency is key, and I don't think there's anyone out there more consistent than Kyle Zemke. So that's going to be my pick for the week.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, my pick's going to be Kyle. I agree with Marcus. What he said about Mason being very inconsistent. He's got a honey hole. Is it going to produce? Is it going to put up the 98 inches that we saw? It's going to take every bit of that, man. I think Kyle Zemke is actually going to wind up putting his biggest bag up. He's probably going to be in like 97. So it's going to take, it's going to take every bit of it, 98 to get back on board, man. So it'll be very interesting for sure. Well,
what is he fishing? Is it Coeur d'Alene or is there a certain lake he's fishing out of?
No, it's Snake River.
Snake River. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Snake River, man. Incredible. But yeah, it's I'm looking at some of these comments. Yeah, it has closed captioning. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the closed captioning. It's coming through as a closed captioning. I don't know why. It is what it is. I don't know. I can't fix it on my side, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. But it is what it is. Marcus, where are you at, man?
I'm in Caddo Valley, Arkansas.
Okay. You still have another 3 hours or so, right?
About 2.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know where Todd went. As I said, I guess he got camera shy or something or another. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe he had trucker's diarrhea.
He found a lot lizard. He had to take a break.
Oh.
I'm kidding, Todd.
Oh,
Y'all be careful. I got my flip flops and it's getting deep.
Keep on having that freaking. Here he comes, man. We keep on having that freaking truck stop food, man. You're going to be in trouble.
Speaking of which, I'll give you 3 guesses at what I'm pulling up on right now.
Arby's. They have the meat.
No.
Todd, you okay, man? You keep on going in and out on us, man.
Because Alabama sucks.
Where you at in Alabama, man? Come on, man.
I'm in Priceville, Alabama, and it is trash.
Priceville. Where's Priceville? I don't even know.
Roll
Decatur.
Tide.
I'm by Decatur.
Up north. I'll be up
for sure. We thought for sure you had trucker's diarrhea and you had to run off real quick, man.
No, it's been pretty aggravating, to be honest. I haven't even been able to hear what you guys say or anything. But
where are you headed to?
Here for the night.
Oh, okay. It's nice up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I just a little aggravated with my phone service. It says I have full 4G LTE, and then it's like it goes blank. So it's like whatever.
I got you. Well, that's AT&T, man.
I'm going to go ahead and make it quick. I saw Mark stopping at Taco Bell. I'm going to go ahead and pick John because even Taco Bell the night before a tournament, that was your first mistake.
You guys
Big time.
Pick the first one.
Yeah, no, we're just now getting on to over the first one. But all right, we talked about Kyle Zemke, man, putting up his 90 bags constantly, man. Mason was inconsistent, in the 80s last week, but just barely beating Derek Brundle by 3/4 of an inch. He did put up 98 inches the week before. Is that hole going to hold up? What is your official pick, my friend, between Mason and Kyle?
I think Mason has the most potential on his lake. I think he is probably, other than Marcus, probably the only other guy that could put up 100 that's left in the tournament. I think that Mason Good's cap is probably the highest of the 4 anglers that are left. He showed last week that he was able to get back on the fish. I don't think it's going to be too hot again this week. It doesn't seem like it's going to be too hot. I like Kyle Zemke out of Idaho because you know that he's going to be in that 93 to 95 range. It's really hard to pick, but I'm actually probably going to take Kyle Zemke to go on and represent in the championship.
Mm-hmm. It's a Kyle sweep, man. It's a Kyle sweep. I mean, if I was Mason, I'd be pretty pissed off about it. Yeah, but
you got some fuel now, buddy.
Yeah, no doubt. There goes Todd again. I guess Alabama just is not liking Todd. So
Alabama loves me.
Be safe. Be safe. Take some Imodium AD, man. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. All right. Well, we now go to the next matchup, man, and it's yours truly, the stud man, the stud muffin, the leprechaun, and he's lucky to be here. Marcus versus John Warchall. Now, John's out of Ohio. He's fishing a live event. Now, Daniel, you know this, man, dude. It's a different story when you fish a live event. You're not fishing your honey holes. You're not fishing, your prime water. You're fishing against, however many anglers, 60, 80 anglers, man. So his place is going to get diluted. His goal, his objective is to, obviously win the live event. But he thinks he thinks there's about 90, 92 inches out there for him to catch this weekend. I think it's called Palisades Lakes or something like that. Palisades Lakes, or Paradise, I don't know, something like that. Palisades Lakes, I think it's called. I'm unfamiliar with it, man, but he thinks he's got it, man. He thinks he's got Marcus. Now, Marcus, I don't know if you know Toledo Bend, man. I don't know if you have any experience on Toledo Bend, but if you do, talk about it.
It is tough to fish. It's even tougher to figure out.
Portage. I'm sorry, Portage Lakes. Thank you, John.
Say what?
John just chimed in. It's called Portage Lakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It took me 4 weeks to figure the fish out. In the same area that I've been, I never went to a new area or anything like that. The difference was the baits that I was using. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a real big fluke guy. Well, the bigger fish didn't want the fluke, but how do you put something down that you're catching fish on one after another? When you're getting bites on something all day, you never want to put it down. Well, I finally put it down and picked up something else, and lo and behold, there are big fish in that daggum lake. I've seen big fish every time I went out there. Every single time I go out there, I see the fish that I need. The difference is I haven't caught them until last week. Now, a lot of people asked me if I was if I was excited about this weekend, and a lot of people asked me to describe my feelings about this weekend, and excitement really wasn't one of them. Calm, collected, and confident. I've got 100% faith in my fishing ability now. Thank you, sir. And I figured it out. I've got feeling that what I found out last week, I'm going to be able to go back here tomorrow, and it's not going to be one of those Marcus doesn't have a good limit until 1-2 o'clock. It's going to be, holy crap, what did Marcus just throw up by 10? That's my expectations. We'll see if it happens or not, but I've got a lot of confidence. I wish John the best of luck, but man, I just feel like he's going to have to bring it. I feel like I'm higher in my point of fishing than I've been possibly ever. And, I feel like, I've found the right area. Now I just have to go out there and make it happen.
Well, Daniel, let me go back to you, man. So
thank you, sir.
You were, you fished Guntersville when we fished. And you were always up on the board early, man. You always ran out of the gates quickly. And then the time that you faced Conrad, I think you had some kind of weather thing going on, if I'm not mistaken, hit you. But let's say Marcus tomorrow doesn't get off the start that he needs, man. I mean, you're well known for getting off of that start. How is you as an angler? How does that affect your psyche, man?
Yeah, this time of year, it's going to be tough. We're both in the South, even though different parts of it. If you don't get on that early bite, then it's going to be tough. It is what it is. And if the sun's out, you're going to be, either on some structure, or you're going to be in the grass, or you're going to be somewhere where they're hiding. Because once that sun gets up, life is going to get tough for you. But so it's a tough time of year to fish, especially down here in the South. He's going to have to get on early. He just is. To win, you pretty much have to get on him quick.
Yeah, you've got to put him like 7 a.m. early. It's got to be the first hour. You got to go out there, man. You got to put at least 5 on the board the first hour, I think.
Yeah.
At
least a kicker or two, a couple of bigs early.
You got to think. I'm fishing the third biggest lake in the world. I think it is, or not the world, the United States.
Yeah.
There's the thing about Toledo Bend is it all looks the same once you get out there. Everything looks the same. Everything looks awesome. It all ain't awesome. The key to finding it out is figuring out where you need to be at 6 a.m. in the morning, which is where I've had difficulty finding 3 or 4 weeks in a row, but I think I finally got it down this time, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, look, Rodney Kinnon fishes that area. You're now fishing that area. Rodney has told me personally that area is well known for not fishing. He doesn't get out there until 10 o'clock, but he usually catches his fish between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. and then he's done. It's just how that fishing works. I'll be honest with you. Maybe not, but this weather's way different from it was in the spring. It's a little cooler water. In the springtime now, I mean, look, when I went to Caddo, I mean, it was 115 degrees and, the fish just weren't there, man. I mean, just plain and simple. I mean, they just weren't there. But what's your weather going to be like tomorrow, man?
High of 97, heat index is going to be like around the 105 to 108 range.
Oof.
No clouds at all.
Ah.
It'll be in the high 80s when we get to the ramp at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be a scorcher.
Again.
Yeah.
Again. I mean, I'm not sure what John's weather is going to be like, man. But this matchup, man. I mean, I'm concerned. I'm concerned, man. I mean, here's the deal. I'm concerned for John because he's fishing a live event, but I'm concerned for Marcus because, I mean, a confidence angler is a dangerous angler, but you can also lose your confidence very, very quickly if those fish are not on the board, man. And then you start second guessing yourself and you start doing things that you'll never usually do, and your game plan goes out the window, and you kind of go back into bad habits. That's what I don't want to see out of you, Marcus, man, is, what do you do when, things are not going the right way, man? You gotta buckle down, man, and just kind of look for little subtle nuances and differences that you haven't seen before and try those areas, man, or try those different new baits or whatever. I mean, you just gotta, look, it's do or die, man. I mean, you've gone this far, you gotta win this freaking thing. You gotta throw the whole daggone tackle box at what you gotta get, what you got, and then you gotta get till tomorrow, man. We didn't come this far to lose, man, so
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, it does suck somebody has to go home. But Daniel, let's get your pick, man. Let's get your pick and see what you have to say.
Although I think Taco Bell was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
That might hurt him, with a couple of a quarter inch or so.
I kept the bag and the receipt.
I still have to go with my boy Mark, Team New Canoe. The potential of being on that lake. Hey, we had John on not too long ago. He is unbelievable. He just won a KBF event.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John is legit. If people, if you haven't followed John as much as some other people, you need to pay attention to him because he is an absolute hammer and he is legit. He's been doing it for a long time. He knows what he's doing. I just, I gotta go with Mark. Just sentimental reasons. I'll go with Mark, but I think it's going to be close.
Hey, I was told to ask you about your lost rod, Marcus.
Who told you to ask?
I'm not saying.
Well, the problem is I need to know which lost rod, the one that got lost in transit or the one that got lost overboard.
When? Last week?
Yeah, well, not last week, but the week before, I lost a rod, a Kistler.
Oh, your Kistler rod, right?
A Kistler rod and reel overboard.
Yeah.
And it was just high waves. My pursuit hit it just right. I wasn't nervous about rolling or nothing, but the rod was just set to where when I hit that wave head on, it just went ploof. All right, well, that was gone. Wasn't even a point in trying to get it at the time. Then I order a rod from Exotics, and my string of bad luck continues. Nothing that they did. It was supposed to be in by Friday. It was lost in Mesquite, Texas, and they just found it like yesterday or today. They decided to go service to the rod out there. Rods. He made sure I had one.
Marcus, I'm going to hide you for a little bit. I'm hearing every other word from him, man. So, yeah, all right.
He's a robot. Don't trust.
Yeah, while he's in the better area, Todd, let's get your pick, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure can. Yep. Let's get your pick before you fall off our screen again.
CS is ridiculous. I can't see you guys, so it's really weird. But you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh.
Too many ums.
Yeah. Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you. Say
Yeah, yeah. See, that's not professional broadcasting. Can you hear me? All right, let's see if we can bring back Marcus. All right, let's
1,
see.
2, 3, robotics.
All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Now, Marcus. There we
Yep.
go. Are you there? All right, man. So your rod got lost in transit, huh?
Yep, and Exotics Rob made sure I not had just one, but 2 brand new custom rods made this week and hand delivered to Shreveport. They're waiting on my arrival as we speak. And
Are you
and
serious?
hasn't charged me a dime for them yet. He says we'll settle up later. You go in this weekend.
Shout out
Wow.
to Exotics. I know they sponsor old Derek Brundle too. I've looked at them online. They make some beautiful rods.
Well, shout out to Exotic Rods, man, for doing that, man. That's awesome, dude. I mean, that's service beyond service, man. You know what I mean? I mean, look, fishermen are only as good as their tools, right? I mean, you know, we can only go so far if we don't have our tools. We can't catch fish, man. But hey, thanks Exotic for doing that.
Yeah. There you go.
Absolutely.
So who's your
pick? Who's my pick?
Well, no, Greg. I know who you're going to pick. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
Your boy?
Before, let's see if we get Todd back on here, man. All right, Todd.
Hurry up, Todd. Quick.
What's your pick, man?
Quick.
So what did you hear me
We
say?
heard
We didn't hear anything. We can hear you. Say it.
I'm gonna take an upset. I'm gonna go with John Warchall to move on versus Kyle Zemke in the championship. I think that the run's magical, and I'm on board with it. Marcus, I honestly think that you have a super high potential to go 100. If you do it, it's over. But I can't give you the sweep here. I got John Warchall.
It's an easy decision. John is legit to, you know, this is really one of those matchups where it could go either way in my mind. You know?
The only reason here for John pick is the consistency. Marcus, if you had another week in the mid to upper 80s, I'd be picking you. But I need consistency out of you to take you. John's been consistent in the mid to upper 80s, and
He's gone.
And he's gone.
That's what I'm talking about, Karma. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get his ass out of here.
All right, I'll give you my pick, man. You know, my pick is going to be Marcus. And the only reason why I'm picking Marcus, to be honest with you, man, is because of John's live event. If John was on his home waters, I would actually pick John. I mean, that's just plain and simple. But John is fishing the live event at a different lake. The chances of him putting up 90, 92 inches on a live event, with the weather we've been having, the heat waves and everything else going on. I mean, guys, I'll be honest with you. I think both of you guys are going to be in the 80s. So Marcus, I think you're going to be like 88, 89, and I think John's going to be around 82. So I think it's going to be about 6 or 7 inch wind. But again, I just don't see it like just rip your face off 97 inches like you did last week, dude, or whatever you did, 94.5. I mean, I know you think you got things figured out, man, but dude, fishing's fishing. It changes every single day. If it's anything like the Potomac River, or anything else I've fished here lately, man, every day's different, man. And I wish you the best, man. I do. I wish you get them on early. But as I said, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how both you and John handle the day, and we'll see.
Well, what I've got to say is this. I told everybody I was going to go out and I was going to win this event without fishing one of my honey holes to prove that you can win a KBT bracket without fishing your own personal honey hole.
Yeah.
I'm 2 wins away with before it happens. With that being said, I'm picking John Warchall to take me out of the Final Four.
And that has to do with the Taco Bell. It has nothing to do with your fishing abilities, right?
Well, no, the witch doctor told me I can never pick myself, and I always have to poke the doll twice inappropriately. So that's just what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, man. I mean, look, my pick's going to be you and Kyle on Sunday. I think everybody's got Kyle. I mean, Kyle on the left side, but I mean, look, man, Mason and Mike Mann will pull off. I think it's going to be a major upset if Kyle loses. But it's going to be a lot of fun, man. We're going to cover it all day long. First thing in the morning. Daniel, I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, man. You're more than welcome to come back on and give us your opinions and kind of talk over some things. But
I got a tournament myself.
Well, cool. Actually, you know what? Keep your phone on. I might buzz you in, dude, and see how you're doing.
I'll bring my little phone thing with me.
Yeah, dude. Seriously. I mean, we don't have a problem covering different events, man. We love it, especially in the Final Four, man. There's only so much you can talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you fishing tomorrow, man?
It's the Alabama Bass Nation qualifier for the national championship. It's on Guntersville.
Oh, dude, I'm definitely calling you in, man.
I last 2 weeks I took a break because last week was my son's birthday, and I knew I had a bunch of tournaments and stuff coming up here August, September, October. So I kind of went take a 2-week break while I could. So like last week I wasn't on the show, and so I didn't get to practice or anything. So I'm just going in blind. We'll see. There's some legit. I mean, Josh Stewart. I mean, Jim Clark. There's so many legit people that are fishing that. Steve Owens. I mean, it's just a bucket of hammers. So we'll see. My expectations are low.
Well, I mean, honestly, I might buzz you in, man. Keep your Be Live app on and the reason I wanted to say that is because I'd like to see Guntersville and do like a little Guntersville preview for some of these fishermen that are going down the KBF, man. I think people would be interested to see, how things are down there. I know there's a lot of grass. There's a lot of grass.
I'm gonna try to fish a little bit deep in the morning and some points, things like that, and then after that, I'm going to be in the grass. It's all braid, so.
Yep.
Going down for real.
Points don't matter. It's just top 5. Move on to national, to that big tournament with the classic. So just going for bigs.
Yep, for sure. Well, guys, that's going to be it, man. About tonight. We were about 40 minutes. We actually squeezed out 40 minutes out of the show tonight. So that's pretty good for it being a Final Four preview. Daniel, dude, thanks for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Keep up the great work, man. As I say, congratulations to Paddle and Finn, dude. You guys continue to grow, man. I see you guys got Armando Sola.
Yeah, and we have Armando Kayak Bass and Beers. We brought him on into the Paddle and Finn family. And if you speak Spanish, if you're watching this, hola. But we also have a Spanish speaking show now that comes on Sundays. So now Paddle and Finn is 7 days a week. So check us out.
Jesus, are you kidding me? 7 days a week? Wow.
7 days a week.
That's incredible. But hey, it's fishing. It's outdoors, man. Love talking about it. It's our life, right?
That's right.
That's awesome. Marcus, dude, we'll see you in the morning, my friend.
Good luck, bud.
Yeah, all those out there, man. I hope you guys are on the water. Just be ready for download the Be Live app. Download the Be Live app. I might message you if you're out in the water. It doesn't matter if you're fishing this tournament or not. If you're out there on the water, man, keep your phone on. You might get a little buzz from me and get you on air. All right, gentlemen, y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining in. It's gonna be interesting tomorrow, man. I think we see some pretty. I think we see some pretty interesting numbers coming up tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to it. So, y'all be safe out there. Take care.